This is Betamax. My name is Fidel, and I'm joined as always by Birdie.
What's up, guys?
On tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about Greek-Canadian filmmaker Panos Cosmatos.
Mm-hmm.
He's known for, I think he only has 2 features, right?
Yeah, he has made 2 films in his short career that is still going on.
Yeah, and those films are Beyond the Black Rainbow,
Mm-hmm.
which I literally just saw today,
Yeah.
and Mandy, starring Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking genius or psychopath Nicolas Cage. But wanted to, I guess, make this episode centered around this director specifically, just because his career is such at an early stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's kind of fresh out of the woods, and first 2 films already monumental to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so someone to definitely pay attention to, and whatever he plans for the future is definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, and when I was looking up stuff for him, I found out that his dad is actually fucking George Cosmatos, fucking director of Tombstone.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tombstone's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, dude, it's one of my favorite westerns.
And then upon further research, I find out that was actually where he got his big break, working on Tombstone with his dad. He was a second unit video assistant operator for Tombstone.
Yeah, so he was helping out.
Yeah. But yeah, so his first film, which I want to get into, Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Yeah.
I remember always hearing Birdie and Eddie talking about it all the time, and especially when Mandy had just come out. And
yeah, cause I had no idea who this was until Eddie one day was I was driving him somewhere, he was driving me somewhere. He was like, dude, I heard this movie called Beyond the Black Rainbow. It's so fucking gnarly, and I've been looking up stuff on the director, and he hasn't done shit, dude. This is his first movie, and it came out a couple years ago. It came out in 2012, I think.
It came out in 2010.
2010, yeah. So
yeah.
it's 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember we went to go buy the Blu-ray, and I didn't see it for a while, and then he showed it to me maybe a few months ago, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking when I saw it, I was like, this is everything that I want in a film.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's different things you can always want in a film, depending on what you're looking for, what
depending on your taste.
What can scratch your itch, that craving of I want to watch
Yeah.
a film that has explosions or really dramatic stuff, shit like that. But me, I'm more into stuff like this, where it's it's long, slow, the music is a major part of it, and
I myself would consider it an art film.
I would consider it a really a sci-fi art house film. Yeah,
because my interpretation of it was that it was very unsettling to me.
Yeah, the imagery alone was nails on a chalkboard to your eyes.
Yeah, and not only especially the scenes with the fucking screen is whited out, and the contrast is super high.
Yeah.
It's not pleasing, to the eye, but what's going on is so engaging. You want to keep watching. You want to see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Going back to Panos though, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's super I don't want to say nerdy, but he's really into certain genre of films that are super prosthetically driven, and
yeah,
and the effects are super practical. He's a big fan of The Fly.
David Cronenberg's
Fly?
Fly?
Yeah, the David Cronenberg Fly films.
I love and I hate that film.
But he's super into, what can I do to have fun with this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't like really focus on like what's a good way that I can really make myself like put myself out there in like a Spielberg or like any major director type of way. Because when you watch his films, like it really feels like you're watching someone have fun.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like there's even like sequences in this film where it's like it takes you out of the story, but it adds to it. But it's like so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like short, like 15-minute like segment, and it's like fun to look at.
Yeah.
And I actually found out that he that is the way he goes into things like as a filmmaker, because there's an interview where he was saying like he really enjoyed like growing up and messing around with like prosthetics and like
Oh, really?
practical equipment. Yeah, he used to really be super into pyrotechnics, like
Oh, shit.
not really like fucking fireworks or anything, but mostly like melting stuff, like melting like toys or like plastic wax toys or heads. So when I
Like mannequin heads?
yeah, so when I heard that and then I saw what I did in these films, I was like, oh man, this guy's having so much fun right now.
Well, I mean, I'm glad he morphed that obsession with that stuff into his artwork, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I could have easily went a whole different way.
Yeah. And he's actually a really like inspiring dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Beyond the Black Rainbow was his first film in 2010, and like, I mean, obviously there's preparation for a film when you're getting into the industry.
Yeah.
Funding wise, you know what I mean? And like he funded Beyond the Black Rainbow off royalties from his dad's movie Tombstone.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Yeah, and like I thought that was so interesting. I thought that was actually such a cool way to get into this. You know, like I'll save up my money and I'll figure out what I can get, and I'll start my planning.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a very raw experience from someone starting in that point where it's like my dad was a director, but I mean he didn't really need his dad's help. I mean, unfortunately, his George Cosmatos passed away. I think during the production of Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I actually saw this interview where he was talking about it and how like during production he really like let that drive him.
Yeah.
Into the, like directing, and it kind of shows, you know, like very grim.
Oh, yeah.
way of shooting things, and you know that can really affect you. And he let it affect him, and he let it drive his creativity. And
yeah.
And these movies came out great, dude.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, I know I said it was unsettling to me, but I loved it.
Yeah, because I mean, there's like a few ways to go about saying like, oh man, like that shit unsettled me. Like that film, like Midsummer. We just saw Midsummer.
Yeah.
Like that was some of that stuff in that film that I'm not gonna talk about right now. I think that deserves its own episode.
Yeah, it does.
But it's like some of that stuff was unsettling, and it was like more of like I really want to take my eyes off this screen, but I don't because I'm not a bitch. You know. But this one, it was more unsettling, but I guess kind of like in an artistic way.
Yeah. Oh, no, most definitely. Like the way he uses color in this movie, I loved.
Oh my gosh, the way he uses the lighting in this film.
Yeah.
Like the color palettes he uses is like very beautiful to look at.
Very beautiful.
And
I mean, the set designs, like everything.
Yeah,
man.
like I love when filmmakers do that, when like they use everything in the environment to their advantage to add density to the story and the filmmaking process. That it's like eating like a Snickers bar. You know, there's so much layers to it, and like you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then it sucks when it ends because it's like, now I have to go back
to reality.
Yeah. Yeah, but this filmmaker Panos is like someone I really look up to right now, and you know, take inspiration from.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think let's get into Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Okay. But yeah, so it was honestly, like at the beginning it was kind of hard for me to get into it just the movie in general is not. There's not a lot of dialogue in this movie.
No, and the story's kind of like, it's a really simple story.
Yeah.
You know, you got this corporation messing with like otherworldly things, like human related, and there's this girl who has gifts, but we want to figure out what we can do with them, and keep her on the level of sedation, and figure out how we can use this to our advantage. You know, like simple plot like that.
Yeah.
Which is like cool to me, because I don't need some like dense storyline to like make me feel like, I don't know, I'm smart, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I love stuff like that, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but it's always cool to see stuff like this where you, like I said before, like you're watching someone have fun. You're watching this beautiful masterpiece in front of your eyes, and it's like so simple, yet so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is the not a lot of dialogue. The music is very driven by its visuals and the music, which I gotta commend because both of those elements are incredible.
Yeah, when you listen to this score, like, it's, why would I, like Beyond the Black Rainbow score, it's like really eerie, and like synth boards coming in, and like,
I love that shit.
yeah, it's like really, like you can drive to this, like down a dark road and feel so, like you're in a situation.
Yeah, like
You know?
as I guess as dark and I guess grim as it can sound, it's almost relaxing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's very fun. Like, it's very fun to listen to, but this definitely adds like a density to like the storyline.
Yeah. But yeah, like every piece of music used in this movie was just like blowing me away. Like I love that type of I guess when they set that tone with the music, the whole like the synth heavy like.
Yeah, because this is actually Beyond the Black Rainbow, the story set in 1983.
Yeah.
So how appropriate to be
Exactly.
to be a film, to have a score like that. Where
Yeah.
It's very synth heavy and like moody, ambient.
Yes, very.
And
like
I looked into like who made the score for that film. It's a person named Sinoia Caves. He didn't really work on any other films after or before this. This was the first one, and it was like,
it was great.
yeah, it was great. And man,
I wonder if it's on vinyl.
yeah, it is.
I need to get it.
Yeah, same. Eddie has it.
Let's kick his ass and take it.
Sick. But yeah, I mean, I love when I find stuff like this where it's like one-offs from like a person's first try and they knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
You know, it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to hear that there's still breaths of fresh air out there that you can breathe in and like have fun.
Yeah, and like I would say the music is definitely its own character in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as much as the visuals were great, or like looking at the movie was great, even the lack of dialogue was great. The music could have easily destroyed this film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I think he really went in like planning this to he covered every base that he could with this.
Yeah.
And you can tell when you watch it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the cast is a bunch of unknowns. I mean,
Yes.
to me anyway.
Yeah, like I think you can look up the filmography, and there's like movies you haven't heard of that they've been in.
Yeah.
Worth checking out. But the female lead in this one,
The girl that plays Elena.
yeah, this was her first film.
Yeah, her name's Eva Allen.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, it's so cool when I hear stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like projects that come off the ground that barely get there, but because of the audience that like finds it lifts it up to points of like it gives it the attention that it deserves.
This is definitely going to be considered a cult classic because
I think it is.
I don't think it's appealing
Yeah.
to like the general audience.
Yeah.
Because I mean, looking the budget, it cost $1.1 million to make.
$1 million.
And you know how much it made back?
Like, how much?
It only made back $56,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
So like business wise, this is considered a failure.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, like it's such a great film.
Yeah, I'm really happy this was made.
And like I'm looking up like reviews and stuff. It has a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes. There's a lot of negative reviews about it, which I mean, I guess I could understand just because of the general movie-going audience.
Yeah, I mean, and you never want to listen to reviews.
Yeah.
You always want to make your own opinion, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't stop fucking... God, I fucking hate Rotten Tomato and fucking Yelp. I'd rather just dive in myself and check it out. My opinion.
But yeah, I mean, I could see like the general moviegoer saying like, "Oh, the movie was fucking boring."
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I mean...
But it's because they see it. It's considered a sci-fi horror film.
Yeah.
So they're probably... People will probably be expecting like fucking blood and guts, slasher type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then the production company that put this out, Magnet.
Was it Magnet?
Yeah, Magnet put this out. And like, they're like... The majority of the films they put out are like super gory, like...
Yeah.
Practical effects. Like, stuff like that. Which is cool.
But this movie, it's not gory. Like,
I mean, yeah, there is some like bloody parts, but it's definitely not a gory film.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Very carefully planned.
yes. Like, the woman, was she, who was the one that gets her head crushed? Or not crushed, but, you know what I mean?
Yeah, her character's name was Rosemary, but she was more of like I would say like a house sitter for the male character.
Yeah.
In this film.
But yeah, like, even the
and
way...
It's funny because, like, in their interactions, you could tell he's just, like, so fed up with her.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why do I have you here? I'm so sick of seeing you. And then he ends up killing her.
Yeah.
He ends up crushing her skull. You don't see it, but still.
You see it, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
Because the way, the effect that is applied to the screen when it happens, because it's supposed to be done through like telepathy, right?
Yeah.
So the screen effect, I feel, is supposed to represent that something's happening through telepathy at the moment.
Yeah.
So it like kind of blurs it.
Yeah.
But you kind of see what happens, and
which comes into like the major goal for the plot of this film. Because this all takes place inside of a facility called the Arborea Institute, where they're trying to figure out how to further evolve humans without really getting physical about it. It's more of like evolving humans' mentality. And I think that's why they had the character's name, Elena, locked up in there with heavy sedation because of her psychic powers.
Yeah, she has psychic powers.
And it's really cool the way there's hardly any exposition in this film, which I love. Like, it's so visual that they don't need to put any exposition in there. Like, the sedation of this like girl.
I gotta say, I can handle a lot of shit in movies. But I don't know why, for some reason, I hate seeing needles going into skin.
Yeah, like that's how they kind of sedated her. Like, they would.
And it's like a fucking close up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. I don't know what it is. Like, I can see people like fucking blowing up, getting ripped to shreds, but when it comes to a needle going into the skin, it just that gets to me.
Yeah. It's like this whole, it's a very ambiguous setting to this facility. Like,
yeah, you have like no idea where it's at.
Yeah, you don't know where it's at. There's no name drop or anything besides the Arborea Institute. And then like the technology in this institute is so futuristically old in a way.
Yeah, you know what? Like, thinking about it now, the setting, the whole set design of everything, even the suit he wears, reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, in a way, definitely. And aesthetically, this is pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to what I was saying about the female character. Like, not only do they put needles in this girl to sedate her, but there's some other source within the facility that's... I don't know if you noticed that big triangle that he kept messing with.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of brings out, like, some sort of illumination towards the whole facility that kind of brings her down.
Oh, it almost like powers her down.
Yeah, which is so cool. Again, there's no exposition towards any of this stuff.
Yeah.
But you realize that this object that he's controlling is, like, not helping her.
Yeah, not at all.
And then you got that really weird, tall, skinny, like, android thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that.
Is that the one where she took the mask off of him?
Yeah, it takes the mask off itself because I think for some reason it recognizes her as, like, not a threat.
Yeah.
And then, like, even, like, the music for this guy is, like, really, like, when he comes in the scene, like, it pops off. It gave me goosebumps the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're listening to this music is powerful to me. Like, it's so simple. I mean, yeah, this is obviously made, like, off keyboards and programs. But it's so badass.
Yeah, like, within context, like,
yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah. And I can't stress enough how more films like this should be supported.
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely.
Because, I mean, spending $1 million on your film and making 50 grand back it's a little depressing.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
that like, personally, that would discourage me.
Yeah, it could.
I'm glad it didn't discourage him.
Yeah, but I'm so happy, like, he was like, man, he was probably like, dude, I had so much fun with this. Can't wait to do my next project.
That's cool. I still got my tombstone check.
But I'm so glad he came back with Mandy.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That movie, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, and I think we can move forward to that one, right?
Yeah, we can. Mandy is who, for those who don't know, Mandy came out 2018. It's classified as a psychedelic drama action horror film. Jesus.
Yeah, but
this one's starring Nicolas Cage.
The very
divisive.
Yeah, I heard this, like, on a YouTube video, and I will always refer to him as this now. He's the Jazz of acting.
Yeah, that is so spot on.
Yeah, like, he's one of my favorite actors, for real.
Like, there's nobody, in my opinion, I've never encountered somebody where it's just like, yeah, Nicolas Cage is okay. It's either I love Nicolas Cage or I fucking hate Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
There's no in between with him.
But I feel like even when you hate him,
you love to hate him.
You love to hate the way he's doing this performance.
Yeah.
Because that guy's done some shit.
Yeah.
He's done some good shit, and he's done some, like, not so good shit.
And,
but, like,
like,
even in his not so good shit,
it's good.
It's, like, so entertaining to watch him.
He's entertaining.
Yeah.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah. Man, I love that guy. He's so cool. He's so tight to me, dude.
Yeah, like, dude, he's a fucking genius. Like, I'm just gonna say, it. He's a genius, dude. But oh man, that statement though, that he's the jazz of
like, he's the fucking jazz of acting.
That is so spot on, dude. But yeah, it's Mandy, starring Nicolas Cage, also starring Bill Duke, Richard Brake, and Andrea Riseborough, who plays the character Mandy.
Yeah, and then Nicolas Cage plays her husband.
Yeah, Red Miller.
Yeah,
his name.
He plays this like lumberjack dude who, like, they live in this forest, and, like, he's got this job in a lumber mill, and he works chopping down trees.
Yeah. Also another movie that takes place in the 80s.
Yeah.
Takes place in 83, I believe.
Yeah. And then who else was in this one?
Who else was in this one?
Yeah.
Bill Duke. He plays Carruthers.
Okay. Oh man, he's a good actor too.
Yeah. But yeah, so like they're living in the woods. He works as a logger, while Mandy has a day job as a cashier at a nearby gas station. And like she also creates like elaborate fantasy art.
Yeah, they're like this really cool couple that live in the forest, and they're really into relaxing and just getting by. She has like an artistic solitude, like vibe to her.
Yeah.
And he's more of like want to put bread on the table type deal.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, so like there's this like group of people that come into town, and I guess you could say they're kind of like a Manson-esque type cult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who become this film's antagonists.
Yeah. So like some shit goes down. They kill her. They like go to their house.
Yeah, cause she is like a free spirit.
Yeah.
And she's like walking through the forest, minding my business, taking in the air. But all of a sudden, this like van passes by, and like this dude's in it, and he sees her, and they catch eyes, and he's just like Linus Roach's character, who was actually in Riddick.
Yes. That's where I know
the
him
Chronicles
from.
of Riddick.
Yeah. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I fucking forgot
and
about
the only reason I know that is because
Chronicles of Riddick is tight.
that movie is pretty tight. Actually. One of Vin Diesel's few like iconic roles that are not. That's not voice work. But the only reason I knew he was in Chronicles of Riddick is because I saw an interview of him and Panos Cosmatos with Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And then, like, he was saying about how, man, I've never been in such a weird film like this, and I'm so glad I got the experience. And then Panos Cosmatos, like interrupts me. He's like, really? You thought this was weird? Weirder than Chronicles of the Riddick? Someone else is in this. That's
like a big name.
Richard Brake.
Oh yeah. That's right. He plays the chemist.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of like Rob Zombie films now.
Yeah. I remember when I saw him in this, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is tight.
But yeah, so like they encounter each other.
Yeah, he catches eyes with her and kind of falls in love with her.
Yeah, he sees it as like, oh, we made eye contact, we're in love now.
Yeah,
I need to have
like,
her.
I want her.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with her. Like, I want her no matter what.
Yeah, and like she refuses his advances.
Yeah, because he comes at her, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like, hey, I'm like this leader of this cult. I'm pretty important, dude. You should get with me.
That's like word for word in the movie. But yeah, like she refuses his advances, and he fucking kills her. Mm-hmm. And like they have Nicolas Cage tied up outside, and they like make him watch as they burn her body.
Yeah. That
was brutal, man.
Really brutal stuff.
Then they just leave him there tied up.
Yeah.
How does he get free again? I don't remember.
I think he has a blade stuck in him. And he takes out the blade and cuts the rope. Because they stab him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. While he's tied up, they stab him. Kind of leaving. Like, their plan was like, we're going to kill your girlfriend who didn't want me. We're going to burn her alive, and we're going to watch you. We're going to have you watch her die. Yeah. And we're going to stab you and leave you for dead. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
Yeah, he fucking loses it, and the rest of the movie becomes his revenge.
Yeah.
And it is glorious.
Yeah, it's so epically bloody.
Like, for those who love over-the-top Nicolas Cage, the second half of this movie is your shit.
Oh, man. I love this, dude. I love this movie.
Like, when he goes into the bathroom and just starts yelling.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
When he's, like, drinking that, like vodka bottle.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a big smile on my face in the theater when I was watching that.
I love the way that was filmed too, because like
too.
You could tell it was like on a soundstage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the camera was stationary.
Yeah, it was like a single camera shot.
Yeah, and they were using like a wide angle lens.
Yeah.
And like,
You could totally tell it's on a
Yeah.
sound stage.
And it's all like in one shot too.
Yeah,
and it's a long shot.
And it's just him like fucking
Like,
yelling and
yeah, like just like
like ah,
yeah, dude.
ah.
And he's in his underwear and like
He's
he's
all
got
bloody.
socks on.
But yeah, so he ends up going like on this fucking rampage, killing them off one by one, and like.
But before that, we get introduced to something pretty cool.
What's that?
The Cheddar Goblin.
The Cheddar Goblin.
Remember that shit?
The Cheddar Goblin.
The Cheddar Goblin, dude.
Cheddar Goblin.
The commercial that like he's like walking through the house like all pissed and sad and crying and mad.
That's
and then the
right.
TV turns on and like you just hear this commercial, the Cheddar Goblin. And he's just staring at it like mesmerized. And then they show the sequence on the screen and it's so funny. It's so tight though.
Yeah, like, and just the way he goes about killing them like one by one. There's like the choice of weapons he uses for each one. It's almost like seems like a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because it's so ridiculous.
Going back to what I said, you're watching someone have fun.
Oh yeah.
Cause like, dude, that was probably so fun to film and come up with.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely the scene in the living room where he does that insane amount of coke.
Yeah.
And he has that, what is it like?
Because he has a lot of coke in his system, and he takes in psychotropic drugs.
I think he does LSD, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like pure concentrated to the core LSD.
Yeah.
That's kind of acting as his like spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you notice, like he gets to the point in the film where he's kind of running low on adrenaline. And then he finds where these guys came from. Remember those fucking dudes on the motorcycle?
Yeah, the ones that look like they're from Silent Hill.
Yeah. Love that game. But then, like, he finds that they're the ones kind of distributing this, like, concentrate of LSD.
Yeah.
And he just dips in it.
Yeah.
That was tight.
But yeah, like, he fucking uses a crossbow. Do you remember the crossbow?
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
I guess he named it the Reaper.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says right here.
That's cool. That blade that he has fabricated for himself too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like that's probably one of the most epic weapons I've seen in a film. It's actually like it's actually an homage to I guess a metal band called Celtic Frost.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know who that is. But if you look at their logo,
yeah,
you can see the blade in there. Which kind of brings me to another point of this film that correlates with what he did before in Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
The music.
Oh, dude. I love the music in this film.
This was scored by one of my favorite film composers, like on this planet, who unfortunately is no longer on this planet.
Yeah, this was one of his last films that he scored.
Yeah, this is Jóhannsson's one of his last scores, and he died after the film came out in the festivals, but before it came out the wide release. Yeah, wide release. My bad. February. He died in February 2018. And he was only 48, dude.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But he was like one of my favorite film composers.
Yeah.
Ever. Like he works with Denis Villeneuve a lot.
I could see that.
He did the scores for Sicario, Prisoners, Arrival. He was actually supposed to do the score for Blade Runner 2049.
Dang, that would have been tight.
Yeah. But then I read that he talked to Denis Villeneuve and asked to be left out of the project.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he felt like the music he was coming up with was way too grim for this film.
Oh.
Like it wasn't I'm not gonna say it wasn't epic enough, but I think he thought to himself that it wasn't gonna be to the film's expectations.
Yeah.
So he dropped out of the project and let Hans Zimmer hop on. I digress, but this guy's scores are phenomenal, and what he did with this one was like so beautiful as well. He uses so much guitars, like synths, and
it's very atmospheric.
But even the love theme in this film It gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it. It's so beautiful. Really, really beautiful, and it's a big bummer that unfortunately he passed away. But
what a legacy to leave behind.
Yeah, man. Like this. I'm glad I'm glad he worked on this film with Panos.
Yeah.
It's funny because I saw in this interview with Panos Cosmatos, because people were asking him like, how'd you get someone like Jóhann Jóhannsson to work with you? Because I mean, Jóhann Jóhannsson's like works with Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Who is currently like
top hot shit right now.
Yeah, he's fucking hot shit right now, dude. Like Hollywood's looking at him like to make everything they want.
He's doing Dune, right?
He's doing Dune, and then after that, he's doing a film called Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what studio is putting that out, but the studio that's putting that out is like saying that this is gonna be their flagship film.
Oh shit.
And that's why they picked him. Like that guy's hot shit.
Yeah, definitely.
One of my favorite directors as well. But back to Jóhann Jóhannsson and Panos Cosmatos. They were asking him like, how'd you get Jóhann Jóhannsson to work with you? I guess Jóhann saw Beyond the Black Rainbow, and he loved it. And Jóhann Jóhannsson actually approached Panos, because Panos was like sourcing a composer for the film, but obviously he was trying to get in the budget.
Oh yeah.
And Jóhann Jóhannsson is definitely not a small budget type dude. But I think he did it for the small budget that he had for this. And he approached him and was like, I love what you did with Beyond the Black Rainbow, the music, everything. Can I hop on and help you with this? Like, why would you say no?
Exactly.
You know? So he took him on, and man, what an epic score.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite scores of last year.
Yeah. That love theme, and then there's like the music even gets like raw and like strong, even for like the villains. Like
very metal.
Yeah, like Viking metal to me.
Yeah, dude.
I'm telling you, man, like I get goosebumps when I listen to this score. Jóhann Jóhannsson, epic human being. Yeah.
What was that one called?
Sand. And if you remember in the film, like it plays a lot like when he's like interacting with those villainous characters.
Do you remember the song that's playing at the end, the church sequence?
Yes.
What song was that?
I don't remember. But I know what you're talking about.
I fucking loved that entire sequence, dude.
You're talking about this one, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like watching a rock opera.
Yeah. That whole sequence, man, is just like, just the whole film is just breathtaking.
It's
like what he does with visuals in his film is incredible to me. Like I love the way he films shit.
Yeah. There was a metal band that did the intro
for Mandy.
Yeah, and I can't put my fucking finger on who's that fucking metal band.
I don't know. They did the intro for the film, like, for the opening credits and shit, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, well. But, back to Mandy. Everything about this film is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's even, like, animation sequences put in.
Yeah.
Which were really cool. And it was, like, inspired by the drawings of Mandy. And it kind of reminded me of, like, last week we talked about heavy metal.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of that stuff.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
And then back to what you said about how he kills like each one of these like antagonists.
Yeah.
How epic was that chainsaw fight?
Oh, dude, so good. So
that
good.
long ass chainsaw.
I know, it's so ridiculous.
know. But obviously it was meant to be like a sword type.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, that fight sequence was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, both of these movies, you could, if you have Shudder, they're both streaming on Shudder.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could rent them on like Amazon Prime, on Amazon or whatever you use to like rent movies.
Or you could support the filmmaker and just buy the.
Buy it, yeah. They're definitely worth buying and owning the Blu-ray copies of.
Yeah.
I'm just saying stream because me personally, I don't own any movies.
Yeah, you're whack.
I stream all my shit because we live in the future now, all right? So.
But this person, Panos Cosmatos, what an inspiring person.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually I wanted to bring up /film.com did an article saying that I guess Panos and Nicolas Cage are going to be working together again.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So what it says here, it says Mandy was the acid trip surprise of 2018, featuring eye-popping visuals and one of Nicolas Cage's best performances in years. I completely agree.
I don't know. That guy's always tight. Have you seen Con Air?
Seen it. I own it. No, I haven't seen it.
God, I hope you're joking.
I am joking. I love that movie. But, okay, so it says, so Mandy director Panos Cosmatos will reunite with Nicolas Cage for another movie. Cosmatos says he and Cage have already begun talking about working together again, and while it may or may not be a Mandy sequel, which he actually has said he has an idea for, it's still pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I got this info /film.com. Dude, I'm so down to have them work together again.
I can't wait for Panos' next film.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he's like not in a rush.
Yeah, because he like you said, he's having fun.
Yeah, like if I were to be a filmmaker, I'd be on that guy's level. Definitely.
Yeah. Because I mean, even Mandy, I was looking at like the numbers.
Yeah.
It cost $6 million to make, and it only made $1 million back.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, actually, you're right. It's not bad because it didn't get a wide release.
Yeah, it didn't.
It only played in select theaters for a limited amount of time. So that's actually pretty impressive. And it does have a lot of positive reviews on it.
Yeah. And the fact that all these people were willing to work with him is even inspiring. You know?
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
Jóhannsson. Like,
your opinion on Nicolas Cage could be whatever. He's a big name. Like,
he is. So
to be able to have somebody like that, even though he does do a lot of, like, straight-to-DVD shit.
Yeah.
That's still a big deal to have someone with his name caliber be attached to your project.
But rest in peace, Jóhannsson.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we won't be able to
hear another epic score from that person. But rest in power.
So yeah, that was a good discussion, I think.
Yeah. If you're listening to this still, make sure you see these films.
Yes. And if you're interested in even listening to the scores, the clips we played were from Spotify.
Yeah.
So you just look up Beyond the Black Rainbow soundtrack or Mandy soundtrack. They're on there. They're accessible. You can stream them.
Yeah.
I'm definitely... I need to add them to my record collection because I fucking love those scores.
Better get on it for they're out of print.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah,
please watch this stuff. Kind of like how I said in the episode before this.
Yeah, support original ideas.
Yeah, man, like...
Because, I mean, in mainstream shit today is, like, all recycled.
Yeah.
Like, reboots or franchise stuff. Like, which, I mean, it could be cool. It's fun. But when you come across something like this, like an original idea from someone, it's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's so great.
It's a breath of fresh air.
Exactly.
It's so nice.
But yeah, you know, once again, thank you everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening, and gonna try and be more active.
Yeah.
Definitely. So please tune in, keep listening. Thanks again. Really, really appreciate you guys listening to this.
Keep an eye out for whatever Panos Cosmatos comes out with next, because I have no doubt it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Thank you guys again.